A very good morning to you. My name is Daniel Wahome, and welcome to Sports Check on this Monday morning. It's going to be a brief one because we've got a lot happening in Nairobi and outside of Nairobi, and that is what the KBC team is going to be taking care of today. And most importantly is that this morning we're going to be having the flagging off of the Community Health Promoters Kits. And this is happening at the Uhuru Park, and Nancy Okore is our reporter there together with the team, and she's going to be giving us a brief on this. This is something that the Ministry of Health is doing to ensure that the community health promoters who are going to be hired by the ministry and also by the county governments have got the kits that they require. Thermometers, they are the kits to pick your blood pressure. I don't want to drop that name, it's a mouthful. And, make sure that simple checks can be done all around the community, such that if one needs to require treatment, then it is easy. So that's going to be taking place from 11 a.m. It is a live broadcast that's going to be on KBC Channel 1 this morning. So one of the reasons why we've got a brief program today. And also, besides that, we have got Senate Mashinani. This week, the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation will be covering Senate sessions, and this is happening in Turkana County. So the senators are there, and I've already seen that there is a courtesy call to the county governor by the leadership of the Senate, led by the Honorable Speaker, Amason Jeffa Kingi. So we've got Kamche Medza and Gladys Mungai, who are our reporters at that event. So please note that is another of the events. Now, also happening today, the United States Secretary of Defense, Lloyd J. Austin III, is to visit the Ministry of Defense today. And he's going to be meeting with the Cabinet Secretary for Defense, the Honorable Aden Duale. And this is for the Defense Cooperation Agreement signing. And thereafter, they will hold a joint press conference that is going to be coming in later. And also happening is that there is the Immigration and Citizen Services Principal Secretary, Julius Bitok, will host development partners to a stakeholders engagement forum on the digital ID and also on the unique personal identifier. That is a briefing that is going on at the moment, so he's meeting with them. So there are also 3 parliamentary committee meetings happening, so we'll be taking care of that. Then we are getting into the examination season, and we've got the Cabinet Secretary for Education, Ezekiel Machogu, who's at Mitihani House, where he is going to be briefing the nation on the upcoming exam preparedness. So we need to look for that. And we also have got the Nairobi International Trade Fair happening at the Jamhuri Park, starts today. We'll be keeping tabs on that one too. So that's just part of what we're doing. And remember, we shall be doing that. But most importantly, remember, 11 a.m. is when we've got the Community Health Promoters Kits being flagged off by President William Ruto, and also the Cabinet Secretary for Health, Susan Akupicha, will be there at the Uhuru Park in Nairobi. So our conversation today, it's all about athletics on Sports Check, and it has got to do with an event that's going to be taking place on Sunday, the World Road Running Championship. We've had the World Half Marathon Championships that have been taking place over the years, but now there has been the introduction of 2 other events. So the other events that have been introduced in road running are the mile for elite men and elite women, basically about 1,600 meters for most of us who understand it in the metric way. And this is on the roads. We also have got the 5-kilometer road race. So that's also going to be taking place. And then we've got the half marathon. They're staggered such that the men run alone, the women run alone. And so you've got to have 6 races and also the mass participation races. To talk about Team Kenya's preparedness as they get ready to depart for Riga, Latvia on Wednesday, we've got a former world record holder in the marathon. And now he is the coach of Kenya's road running team, Patrick Makau. Coach, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Ome.
It's a great pleasure to see, to speak to you. And, before we even get into matters road running, it's just your take on what we...
Thank you, Mr. Ome. Thank you very much. My name is Patrick, as you have heard. and I'm here just to analyze about the team, the World Half Marathon team, which has been selected by our federation, and it is the one I'm going to talk about it.
Okay, very good. Before we get into that, Coach, let us first of all, just your take on what we witnessed yesterday in the streets of Berlin, because that's a place you know very well. Eliud Kipchoge winning a 5th title, Vincent Kipkemoy, a debutant, clocking 2 hours 3 minutes on debut. Then also the women's world record. Will come to it later, but let's start with the men's race. Your review of it.
Yeah, actually, first of all, I would like to congratulate our own athlete, Eliud Kipchoge, who first of all managed to run very well and won Berlin Marathon. And and according also to our age and very good reputation he has been doing to the marathon. Actually, I can say on my side he has inspired many young and upcoming athletes, and his win was a very big achievement, especially to win Berlin Marathon 50 times. And I can say Kipchoge is one of the legends we have in marathon. And I think what he has done will remain forever. And also, I would also congratulate the lady from Ethiopia who managed to run a world record, which also I can say, although I was not expecting, but now it's a very big challenge to the upcoming athletes from women's side. They have a very big now, they have a lot to do so that they can achieve the record back to Kenya.
I'm just trying to think of this. The world record was 2 hours 14:04, previously held by Bridget Jepkosgei, and now we have 2 hours 11 minutes 53 seconds. That means gone under 2:14, under 2:13, and under 2:12. 2 hours and 11 seconds. 2 minutes 11 seconds on an improvement. How big is that? From your point as a former world record holder in the marathon.
Yeah, actually, as a former record holder, that is something myself I was not expecting, and I can recall a bit when I was running my time. I can talk of the technology which has helped this women record to be lowered to 2 hours 11 minutes, and which there before it used to be with the record used to be with Bridget. It was gay, and for now it has been lowered, which I think if our gods will not keen enough, then the record will remain with the Ethiopians. But it's a very big challenge which has been thrown to our coaches and to our women's side, so that we can see at the end of the day if we can return the record back to Kenya. But the best thing is that we have very many upcoming women which are very good, like Faith Kipyego and Ellen Obiri. So I think with the time we'll come to think of bringing the record back to Kenya.
All right, very, very well. So now let's move on to the conversation that we have got today, Coach. It's the the World Athletics Road Running Championships taking place in Riga, Latvia on Sunday. So first of all, just looking at the introduction, we've had the World Half Marathon Championships before, but now 2 distances included: the mile and the 5 kilometer road races. Basically, just taking a look at what has been introduced for this event, what do you see this event bringing to the athletics scene, coming, just at the start of the Northern Hemisphere road running season for the autumn season?
Actually, 1 mile and 5 kilometers, these are events which has been added to road race, which also they were not there before. But World Athletics have come up with introducing these new events to road race, and which also will will have a lot of value, especially when you run a good time in this 1 mile and 5 kilometers. Your record will be recognized and will also help you to qualify to a big championships. Not there before, when you could run a road race and the record will remain for only road race, but it could remain there and they would not be recognized to be in big championships. And first of all, the World Athletics, when they come up with this one, it's like they wanted to join the track, to relate the track and the road race. And then because many of these people who will be running the mile and 5 kilometers, they are track athletes, and it will be a very big opportunity for them now to come to road race and weigh themselves, because running is just the track and the road race. It's just the same distance. And at the end of the day, they will achieve very good in any times.
So let's come, because I've been taking a look at the courses that have been set up in Riga. And as you prepare the Team Kenya, because we'll be delving into Team Kenya very soon, what is it that you have seen about the courses that are there? Let's start with the one for the mile, which looks more like it's just through 3 streets of Riga and looks flat. How would you want the Kenyan men and women to approach this course in Riga?
Yeah, first of all, also I would congratulate the federation for the good team they have selected this time. Me as a coach, I say thank you because of them having the best team ever. And like for example, when we talk of like 1 mile, in both women's and men's, we have Freddy Kipiego, Nelly Chepchirchir, and on side of men we have Raymond Cheruyot, then Chumbe Mungut, and these are athletes which have been good in a track, and we hope in this 1 mile they will have a very good competition. So I'm expecting they have selected the best in the world, and they are going to do very, very well for our country, Kenya.
Now, actually talking about, the team proper, and for example, when you talk about the women's elite mile, what edge does somebody like Beatrice Chepkoech bring? Being a steeple-chaser, we know she has done the 5 kilometer, and she once broke the world record in that distance in Monaco. What edge does she bring in this shorter distance?
And as fast as we know about Freddy Kipiego, it's on a high level caliber, and we expect a very good competition. And as I analyze a bit of Freddy Kipiego, she's on double Olympics 2016 and 2020 Rio Olympics, and Tokyo, and also championships. She's 4 times world championships, and also 4 times diamond winner. And through this and through her achievement, what she has been doing, it shows that in this, and especially at this time, she's on top shape. We are expecting her to have a very good performance, and on my side, I expect maybe the 1 mile time will be lowered by her.
Now, the men's side, we've seen our 1500 meter men are basically the ones who've been selected for that race. And by the way, we apologize, Patrick McCowart is busy, he's got his young children, so they want to be around daddy, but I know he's going to speak to them. So looking at the men and the kind of competition that would come through in an event that is now in a distance that is dominated by Jakob Ingebrigtsen, how have you seen them prepare?
Yeah, actually on the side of On side of 1 mile for men, actually, as I had said before, we have Raymond Cheruiyot. This is an upcoming athlete and which has been very good on 1500 meters. And actually, and also we have this other guy, Chungut Nini Chumbe from South. And actually, I see they have selected the best, and we are expecting everything at the end of the day to work on very well.
Okay, so, well, maybe coach, you could ask the young one just to stay a little bit, away from this, just a little bit away, so that at least it can run very well. Now let's talk about the 5 kilometer distance, because that is where everyone will expect to see a lot of this coming in. Because I'm just trying to say this, Stanley Waithaka Mboro is going to be running in the 5 kilometers, Cornelius Kemboi, and we've got Nicholas Kipkorir, the person we've always known as Nicholas Kimeli. But looking at this men's team, how strong do you see it, preparing, and considering that Ethiopia have also decided that they are going to send an A team? You've got Yomif Kejelcha, you've got Berehu Aregawi, and Hagos Gebrehiwet.
As we know about Nicholas Kimeli, actually also is a very good athlete in 5,000 and 10,000 meters. And you saw now, as we know, his basic time in 5,000 12 minutes, 46 minutes, and it's the very best and the fast time. And also in 10,000 meters, he has 26 minutes, 58 seconds. Also very, very good on track. And this one, and also he has been good on the road race. In a road race, he has 5,000, he has 5 kilometers, he has 12 minutes, 55 minutes. 55 minutes, and also in another 10 kilometers which he raced recently, he has 26:51. And I can say with these men, 2 of them, Kenya is going to achieve a very good performance in Riga.
Okay, let's talk about the women here. Beatrice Chebet, we saw her run, for a lifetime best of 14:05 in the DL. You've got Caroline Nyaga. She's won, she's been a big name in cross country, and Lilian Kasait Rengeruk, who is back. Lilian Kasait, great cross country pedigree. Caroline Nyaga, great cross country pedigree. Beatrice Chebet, 2-time world champion at under 20 and at senior level in cross country. Just tell us about this team that has been picked for the 5 kilometer road race.
Yeah, actually, from Beatrice Chebet, I can say this is one of the medal prospects we are expecting from her, and as we know, for now she's in top shape. Last time in Budapest, she ran very well, and she got a bronze at 5,000 meters. And as she's in the top shape, also we expect her to do very well. Lilian Kasait, also she's also a very good athlete, and especially in the road racing. And also we expect her to do very, very well, knowing that she's also in top shape, so we expect her to do very, very well.
Now, the big challenge, just taking a look at this, is going to come from, the Ethiopians. It's always been a big competition, given that we are seeing, somebody like Lemlem Hailuk being included in the team, Ejkaye Hutaye, who, brings out the biggest pedigree, and we've got Medina Isa coming in from Ethiopia. What kind of competition do you expect from our East African neighbors?
Yeah, first of all, we expect expect a very tough competition. Actually, I can say it will, for us Kenya to achieve, it will not be like just a walk in a park. It will be a very stiff competition. But me with the other coaches, we are going to sit down and do some analysis, and especially in road race, we need a lot of tactics, not like in track where it's about lapping. But in road race, it's a race which needs a lot of tactics, and we have to sit down and do some analysis and talk with the athletes, because at the end of the day, they are the one. At the end of the day, we want to achieve very best results. As we know, Ethiopians have been very good athletes, and they have been giving Kenyans very big challenge. So it's upon us as coaches now to sit down. As we know, on the other side, our athletes are very good and good shape and very focused. So it's upon us now to sit down and do some analysis. But at the end of the day, we know we are going to achieve. We have achieved before, and this time we are going to achieve. And actually, there is one of the disabilities we are having, which with the Ethiopians, I'm not seeing them giving us challenges. We have a very stiff there. Actually, she's a two-time major winner. And she has won many marathons, especially Boston, New York, and London. Cardiff.
Okay, Coach,
I can't talk of all of them, but I know she has much experience on the road racing, competing in bigger competition like this one we are going to face. So I'm not expecting to get, as a coach, I'm not expecting big challenge from Ethiopians when we have such calibers like the ones we are having this round.
Okay. Well, because you've mentioned the half marathon, and I'll be coming back to that, but you mentioned about road running tactics, especially for this 5-kilometer road race. How do you prepare these track athletes to now effectively attack a road event? So that, because I've taken a look at the course, and it's more of a loop that where the start and the finish are close to each other, but it's got some it has got one sharp bend, others just look smooth.
Yeah. First of all, like what I used to explain my athletes, to run a road race is one of the easiest to run, and most of the times the road race is a route which is marked within the cities. And within these cities, we might have some challenges, like when you are running on tarmac, we can sometimes you can face hilly, you can face the knee slopes, and at the same time you can go in an open area where there is no cover for wind. But at the end of the day, it's just a normal competition like any other. And with this one, now it's upon now the coach now to keep on advising the athletes when to charge, when to learn the game at early stages, and at the end of the day, now you can kick, or you can sprint now towards the finishing.
Now, I know I'll be talking about shoes much later, because I know you would understand that. You've seen the evolution of shoes in your running career. But Margaret Chelimo is in the half marathon team. Irene Kimais is in that team. We also have got Perez Jepchirchir, Janet Chepngetich, and Catherine Relin. Eventually, on race day, who would you be looking at, to lead the Kenyan challenge in the elite women's half marathon?
Like I had said before, this time we have the best team ever. Actually, like for example, let me talk of someone like Margaret Chelimo. She's one of the best athlete on track. She has best time in 5,000 and 10,000, and on half marathon, she debuted and managed to run 65 minutes, which means 65 for her debut. It's a very, very good time. And also, as I talk of Catherine Lerin, also, as we know, also she's from the minority group. She's from Pokot, and she's one of the upcoming athletes. And we expect very quickly. She has gained a lot of experience, and we expect, and also on the other note, she trains with Bridget Kosgei, which is a former world record holder. So we expect her to have gathered much experience, which she's going to show in this upcoming World Half Marathon. I can also talk of Irene Kamaisi. Very good. It's the list of it's one of the leading time. Yeah, she has the leading time of 64, which she ran in Prague Marathon. And through this, I can say we have the best team, because most of our athletes, they were in the world ranking, they are among the best. They are top 5, top 6. So we expect our federation have selected the best, which at the end of the day, I know they are going to give us very good fruits.
So let's talk about the men's team now. We've got Daniel Simiyu Ebenyo. We've seen what Simiyu Ebenyo can do on the track and also on the road. We have got Charles Langat, Bernard Kibet, who is on paper, the fastest in the team so far. And you also have got Samuel Nyamai Mailu and Kimaru Sawe. Looking at the combination of these men, you could just take us through them. You can start with the Benyo and also tell us about Bernard Kibet.
Actually, as I talk of a bit of Daniel Simiyu, actually, like we saw the other day, he ran very, very well, and they managed to give us a silver medalist in Budapest, the event which has ended the other day. And through this, we have seen the race was not that easy, but at the end of the day, he managed to become number 2. And also, he's very good on half marathon. He has done several road races, and which through that he has gathered much experience, and also is a medalist in a Commonwealth Games. And I also talk of Nicholas Timeli. He's also a champion in 5,000 and 10,000 meters. Knowing that in 5,000 he has a very best time of 12:48 seconds, and also in 10,000 he has 26:58 minutes. And also at the same note, Nicholas Kimele already has joined a road race, and he has very, very good time for 5 kilometers. He has 12 minutes, 55 minutes, and in 10 kilometers road race, he has 26:51. And this means he is one of the best road racer, actually. And at the end of the day, we expect to get very good results from him. And also, as we talk of another guy, Nyamai Mailu is an upcoming athlete, which he has come from Southern. And actually, I can say he's one of the guys who has won several months. And most of his races, when he go to competition, most of the races he wins. And the best time from him, he has 2:05. So with this team of men in half marathon, actually, I see we have taken it the best. And we are expecting to get a very good results in Riga.
Very well. Now, let's talk about two things about the World Half Marathon Championships. Number one, I'm taking a look at the picture of the course right here. And what I can see is that there are straights, but when they do put in the turns, they are at right angles or they are quite sharp. How do you manage that kind of a course as a person who's, actually been inside the marathons and how, how crazy a course can be. They say if you come, for example, London is flat, yes, but they say it has got very sharp turns as compared to Berlin. How would you talk about managing a course that's like that?
Actually, as I analyze a bit about this road racing, first of all, I'll talk of as you have asked about the London Marathon and the Berlin Marathon. And first of all, because Berlin Marathon is the race I've been there severally. And the course in Berlin is very, 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 very good, very flat, and with very few corners, not like London Marathon. That's why you see many of athletes in Berlin, they run very well and they achieve a very good time. Because when you run a race and you approach the corner, then at the end of the day, you have to reduce your speed so that you can make the corner very well without graduating your body. And from there, now you stabilize yourself and you charge again. So it means you have lowered your speed and you engage, you start again engaging so that you can lift up your speed again. That's why in Berlin you see many of these, they run very well because we have very little corners. And also these corners, most of the time they used to give many athletes a very big challenge because when you are on a very high speed and you come and slow, then it means you make your body now to start accumulating some lactic acid. So that because at the end of the day, you lower, you lift up the speed, you pick the speed again. But for many of our athletes who have done it severally, they have gained experience, and it's not a very big challenge to them. And especially in Kenya, we are champions in road racing since many years.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me talk about the biggest debate, because you've seen it happen at the moment. The shoes that are being used for road running. How have you seen them change over the years? In 10 years, we've seen shoes with very thin soles. Now, we're seeing that the shoes are padded and a lot has to be, people are looking at it. How has that changed the entire road running scene?
Yeah, actually, on my side, I can't complain because it is an advantage to the current generation. On our side, on our time, actually, we were using some shoes. We called them Adizero, and because myself, I used to work with the Adidas, and by that time we used the Adizero. In the Adizero, it's a shoe which could not give you any advantage. It was just totally flat, and under the shoe we had a plate which could make the shoe not to bend, just flat, and not like the currently the kind of shoes we are having with a lot of technology, carbonated shoes, which are also raised and curved so that they can help you to roll. As you roll your legs, they can help you to roll ahead. So I can talk of the technology which are helping the current generation run very well. And I can say it is their time, and each generation has its own advantage. So it's about them to take up this advantage if they use it. And at the end of the day, they improve their time. I wish our time we could get this kind of technology. We could run very, very well, even 2 hours.
Well, and from your basic analysis of what you've seen from Riga weather outlook, how do you want your athletes to adapt? Because as it progresses towards winter, even as we close, you would like to see your athletes adapting, maybe in case of rain, chilly weather, or maybe Because we do not expect Latvia to be that hot either way.
Although I've not understand, I've not got your question very well, but it's like you mean about the weather conditions.
Yes, the weather conditions.
Kenya, in Kenya, and most of our diseases, they are very well in adopting the climatic conditions. And we have been experiencing very cold conditions, especially when we go to Europe. And with that kind of weather, we used to raise very well. And also we have been experiencing very hot conditions, like you saw when our athletes went to Rio Olympics. The weather condition was very hot, but at the end of the day, we achieved. So I'm not expecting our athletes to get a very big challenge. And I know for whether in Europe, for now it's the winter has started, but it has not peaked. It is at early stages. So the cold will not, I'm not expecting to affect our athletes. It will be very, very good for them.
Looking at, he's told us about the World Road Running Championships. You've got the elite men's and elite women's mile on the road. We've got the elite men's and elite women's 5-kilometer race on the roads. And also we have got the elite men and elite women's half marathon event. Now, Coach Macauk, for most of these athletes, there are those who've got the advantage of having come from the track season. Now, let's talk about those who are on the roads. How does an athlete manage their road running career such that they do not get wear and tear? And considering this is basically October, if someone's using this half marathon to, try and gauge themselves for a late October or early November marathon, how do they stay in good shape?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to talk about on how your athlete can manage his power shape. And first of all, we, as a coach, we advise the athlete just to limit the competition, and also to make sure at the end of the day you use the right gears, the right types of shoes. Because when you use the wrong shoes, especially when you run on the road race, it is very easily for you to get injury, and you tear your muscles and you tear your muscles and hamstrings. But when you use the right training gears, and especially the shoes, now you can maintain your body very, very well. And also to manage to run a very few events, especially in the road race. It's not like on track. In the road race, you get a lot of challenge, because you always run on tarmac road, which also your body itself, it feels the impact direct to your body. But through this, when you minimize the running and also you use the right types of shoes, then you avoid the problems. There before, people used to have a notion that when you run on tarmac road, then it is easily for you to get some injuries, but not like that one. When you are on the road and you manage yourself very well, and also you eat a very good diet, at the end of the day, you can stay for many years running on a road race, as the same as running on track. So that is the kind of advice I can say about how you can manage yourself. You minimize the events, and especially, let me talk of like a marathon. Most of the elite, the best marathoners in the world, they used to have only 2 marathons per year. And also when at the same time you can run like 3 or 4 road races, like half marathon or 10 kilometers. That ones are okay. They will not do anything to your body.
Now, looking at this, we know that we're getting to the end of this 2022-2023 athletic season as we head over the next 2 months or so. What has been your takeout, and also knowing that next year it's going to be an Olympic year, so it's a big one for many of the athletes. How would you like an athlete to bring a season to a close, and as they get to January onwards, prepare for the coming season?
Yeah, first of all, my take is that as a country, now we can start be preparing for the big events, which will be next year, it will be a year of Olympics, and through this we should start preparing our athletes, and especially the federation together with the coaches. They have now to come and sit down and strategize now the way forward. And also the managers are the part of the stakeholders. They should be included in striking this deal about how to manage athletes from now up to the Olympics. Because sometimes we see a federation can say we want our athletes to stay in the team, in the camp for several months before they come for competition for Olympics. But at the end of the day, I'm can disagree and say, because I'm just here for business, my athlete will not stay in a camp. He will go to Europe and they keep on competing. And this one will get our country to a surprise. At the end of the day, we'll reach to Olympics and we get our athletes are not in good shape. So my take is all the stakeholders, they should now come together and sit down and analyze about the potential athletes who will be capable to run Olympics. And through that, they can now after scouting, they can now put them in one place and start managing them and make sure that they minimize their competition until the year of competition ends, which will be next year.
Okay. Thank you very much, Coach Patrick Macau. He's the coach of the World Athletics Road Running Team, Kenya, and they will be going to Riga, Latvia. The event happened on Sunday. Thank you very much, Coach.